good morning. I have to say, I am impressed. At 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday after a long week. What a crowd. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. My name is Stephanie Dahl. I work with Argen, and I have the pleasure this morning of introducing Sue B. Zimmerman. And I got the opportunity to listen to Sue at the Women in Dentistry breakfast, and we're really excited to have her here. So I'll share just a few things about Sue B, and of course she'll give you a whole lot more. But Sue B is a lifelong entrepreneur. Who leaned into social media and realized the power of it growing her businesses. She's owned multiple businesses. She comes from a very rich business history. She's a business coach, a mentor to many, and just a phenomenal person and a phenomenal speaker. So I'm going to hand it over to Sue B. and take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, winning. I see this title and I'm like, what does winning on social media even look like or feel like? And I'm curious because like Stephanie said, I spoke a couple days ago and social media encompasses so much. My market niche is Instagram, and that's what we're going to really roll into today and talk about. But I want you to know that what I teach here, a lot of this applies to any social platform. And winning to me means being visible, being seen, having the opportunity to have the right conversations with the right audience, with the right people, so that your business can ultimately grow and your community can grow. And so there's 4 things I'm going to go through today with all of you. And my goal is that you walk away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nuggets or aha moments that make you say, I'm so glad I woke up at 8, 9, whatever time you woke up to come to this at 9 a.m. here on a Saturday. I'm going to walk through 5 key points that really set you up for success on Instagram that have to do with your bio. We're going to talk about content that you do need to create if you want to get more visibility. And I'm going to tell you the number one stat that's most important to pay attention to on Instagram. And then 3 places specifically where you can start these really intimate conversations. Um, you know, there's a person behind every avatar on a social platform. And I think if people just had a little bit more understanding, empathy, and kindness, that the connections could be easier. So a little bit more about me. I am a mother of 3. I'm a mother of twins. I live on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. Anybody ever been? It's a beautiful place. I live there, but in the winter, I leave and I live in La Jolla, California. So I'm bi-coastal, which is really fun and nice to have the opportunity to build communities on each coast. And I've been teaching Instagram marketing for over 12 years, which is a long time. So when I first started teaching, I had a seaside shop on Cape Cod, and I used Instagram only because my twins were on their phone scrolling when we were on vacation in Belize, and I didn't know what that motion was, that scrolling motion. I knew talking and texting, but when I asked them what they were doing and they told me, Mom, we're on Instagram, do not get on it or you'll start teaching it, I knew that I needed to get on it and start teaching it, or at least start using it for my store. And through the success at my store, which brought in so many more customers because I was using the right hashtags, I was using the right geotags, I just realized I needed to teach other people what I knew. So this is a very organic career path that I've been on, teaching Instagram, but I love it for so many reasons, because I really think when people have a breakthrough with their social media, with their online presence, their business can make some beautiful shifts. And so that's what my goal is for all of you. And I want to just kind of start with the basics because I don't know where each one of you is in your journey. So I really like to start at the beginning, which is the bio, which is really what I like to say. If you don't have a boss bio on any platform, no one's going to take you seriously. And specifically on Instagram, having a boss bio, and I'm going to walk through what that looks like. There are key things that are really important. So there's Instagram for business, and then there's Instagram for personal. And on personal, I call it's your digital scrapbook. But if you're here for business, if you're here to get visibility, there are certain things that you can do strategically that will set you up for success. So within that bio, the first thing that's so important is your account name. And if you can get your business name, obviously, or your personal name, if you're a personal brand like me, that's really important. And if you don't think you can get your business name, there are so many workarounds by adding things like .com or the original or the founder, underscores, dots. There's ways to get your name. What you don't want to do is have numbers because you weren't able to get your name or your business. You want it to really be clear for SEO, for search engine optimization. So there's the account name, and then there's the name profile. And so this is where that you have the SEO, and right, you'll see that mine says coaches right here, and this is an older bio. The good thing is you can always change your bio. You can change it from today to tomorrow. You can tweak it. You can massage it. The more keywords you think about, and I'll go over this a little bit in some other slides as well, but this is where there's SEO, and you can actually have 63 characters here. So whatever keywords you use on your website, those meta tags, on Instagram, it's important to use those because people can find you in search if they're searching for you. And Instagram is just as much a search tool and a place that you can do market research as it is a place where you can put content out. You can just really find like opportunities if the right keywords are there. The other area that's important, especially if you're going to be creating reels, which I'll talk about in a minute, is the category. So right now you see it says public figure, but the category you want to switch to is entrepreneur if you care about music for your reels. And music is an opportunity to get found in trending music. So that's another category that's really important. And then the other ones that are important, obviously, is your live link in your bio. And if you have a live link in your bio and you do track data, I recommend creating a UTM link so you can track the link from Instagram and the success of the link that you're putting in your bio. When I started teaching Instagram, you could only have one link, but on Instagram now you can have up to 5. You don't need another tool like Linktree to put multiple links in your bio. So there are, you could put your blog, you could put your YouTube channel or a download of some sort or a resource. And then the other areas that are important are highlights. Does anyone in the room strategically create highlights or even know what they are? I just want to get a sense of a couple. Okay, good. Okay, so highlights, and I'll go into this a little bit. Highlights are an opportunity to save your Instagram stories to create a resource that you could direct somebody to. Every highlight on Instagram has its own own link, live link that you could actually embed in a blog or on your website if it is a resource of information that are videos and photos. And you can have as many clips in a highlight as you want, and you can create as many resources as you want. So think of them as tabs on your website, okay? Now, the SEO is so important that when I do bio audits or when people want me to do a bio audit, I will tell you that 9 out of 10 people do not have SEO. They are missing this opportunity, and it's such an easy fix. And if any of you are like, I'm not really sure what Subi's talking about, or I need to know how to figure out my SEO, I am here until tomorrow. I am happy to help anyone that needs help understanding how to do that strategically, because if you change this on your account, you have to wait 2 weeks to change it again, versus every other aspect of the bio, you can change it up whenever you want to. In your Instagram bio, you want to focus on certain areas. Why are you qualified to do what you do? Who exactly are you serving and helping? What transformation can someone have if they read your bio? And what transformation can you give someone that they would make them say, I want to follow this account? Because it's so important for it to be really clear. You get 150 characters in your bio, and you want to use all those characters strategically. Yes, you can throw it into ChatGTP and have that, have it be more concise, but you really want to have a feeling of your business or the products that you sell. And the other area that people forget in their bio is to actually have a call to action. I always say this when I'm speaking at social media and marketing conferences. It is your job to tell people what you want them to do. It is not their job to figure it out. So the call to action is the action that will lead them to click the link that you've put in your bio. So having a boss bio is the very first step of setting up your Instagram account for success. But the same principles are true on other social platforms. I have 3 great examples here of what that looks like, and you know what? There is so much opportunity for this industry because I searched so much to find good examples of, in in dentistry, in manufacturers, and there's so few accounts that had their SEO. So I pulled in some other examples from other industries, and I wanna walk through this with you. So I did find biological dentist, and I chose that account for 2 reasons. One, because Dr. Seb put his name here in the name field, and he put an emoji. Okay, emojis are searchable on Instagram. So if you're in the dental industry, putting a tooth in your bio, in your SEO is actually strategic. So he had done that, and then he put biological dentist. So what kind of dentist are you? What makes you different from everyone else? And before you choose that SEO keyword, search on Instagram to see if it's populating with other businesses that do what you do. There's a way to make sure that you get it right and tight. Kate, who is here with me in the back of the room, is she helps other people, mostly coaches, find their first VA. And what I love about Kate is that she has her name. So if you're going to search for Kate, you will find her. She has the name of her business, and she's all about hiring and training. So those are keywords for what she does. Is this making sense for everybody? Really, really important. And then finally, I'm super excited to have this example, which is Kendall. She is an agency for the medical social media and marketing industry. She does social media marketing for the medical industry. So if you're looking for an amazing agency, Kendall used to work for me. Her business is crushing it because she has focused on one market as a social media agency, and she does a beautiful job. She's like a full service agency. And you'll notice right here this little pink sneak peek. Well, on Instagram there is a new feature. It's called Notes, and you can easily, if you had one win to walk away today and you have an Instagram account, you can easily go to your profile and add a note. And you can say that you're here at this conference. You could put, like today I put keynote Chicago. Like it's a little note to let people know what's the most important thing going on in your business. Maybe you have a new reel that's up that people should watch, or you've posted a new blog or a new YouTube channel, and it is on your avatar, so people will read it, and people can comment to your note, just like they can comment to a post. And the reason I don't have a slide explaining this in detail is because it really is a new feature. And when I grabbed Kendall's screenshot, it was a part of her avatar. I want you to also notice that, and I'll talk about this in a minute, that there's a rainbow around Dr. Seb and Kendall's avatar and not Kate's. And that's because they both have an active Instagram story. So when you see a rainbow, it means there's a story that you can watch behind the scenes. I'll talk about that in a minute. If there's no rainbow, either there's no story, or you've watched all the clips of the story. Does that make sense? Okay. So posting. It's always important to post with purpose. And this might sound trite, but I can't even begin to tell you that people feel like they just need to post on Instagram, and they post something random, and then you confuse your whole audience because it has nothing to do with the promise in your bio. What should be going on in your head when you're posting is, will this serve the audience that I'm trying to build? Does this make sense? Is this relevant? Is it worthy? And if not, don't post anything. Like, save your energy and do something else. Because the more strategic you are with what you're posting that is in alignment with the audience you're trying to build, the more success you'll have on social because of the algorithms. Now, Instagram Reels are the short form videos. You might see them as YouTube Shorts as well. Facebook has them. And the reason, and I've always been saying this ever since I get interviewed for articles, what do you think is going to be trending? And my answer has always been videos. And the reason my answer has always been videos, and I'm so excited that Instagram launched Reels several years ago, is because you can't hide behind a video. You can use Canva, you can use filters, you can augment things, but you can only feel someone's passion and energy and authenticity from the video that you're watching. And so Reels give you that opportunity. And it is the area, if you were to commit to any area on Instagram, I call them neighborhoods. Like, Instagram's this village with 2 billion active monthly users. And there's neighborhoods. There's the feed, there's stories, there's reels, and there's lives. And so Instagram Reels show up in your feed and their video. And if you were going to devote time and resources to anything, my recommendation is creating Instagram Reels. When you're creating a reel, you want it to be scroll stopping. You want there to be a goal for the reel, a hook, which is the information on the cover of that reel, and you want to make sure that there's a call to action so that people know what to do after they've watched and consumed the content that you spend so much time creating. There's also audio on the reels. The audio can be trending music, the audio can be your original voice, and there's a lot of creativity and opportunity with this, which I'm going to go over. So when we talk about your reel, like, what is the main value behind that reel? This is where the hooks come to play. These are hooks that tell people what they can get if they consume the content you created. If you are not putting covers with text on your reels, you are missing out, because this makes someone stop in the scroll and say, wait, there's 3 testimonial tactics that increase sales. I want to know what that is. I want to know what these testimonial tactics are. And I've created actually a list that when someone comments on that post that they want the testimonials, I have a note that I send them, and it gives them that resource very quickly. So it's a way to get that engagement. It's a way to build trust and have conversations. But the hook is the actual words on the post. And you can create this within Instagram using Instagram stories very easily. So here are hooks that are right on the screen. Instagram hacks you wish you knew sooner. Everyone loves a hack, a good hack. And this is where you tell one hack, not many. Micro content. You don't have to tell everything in one piece of content. Save it for a series. And this was a series that we did that really got a lot of views and a lot of growth from creating an Instagram hack series. And just making sure that the words are for them and they'll stop and consume and watch. Because the more time someone spends watching your reels, engaging, commenting, liking, saving, sharing, the more you will get rewarded from Instagram, from the algorithms, to get more reach and growth. So these are like ways to optimize your efforts. If you're going to do it, you want to do it in a way that's going to serve you and help you grow. You want to get that watch time. So here's that post I was talking about with the 3 testimonials. And the call to action I had on it was comment testimonials below, and I'm going to send you my juicy notes. And this, I've gotten a lot of people asking for the notes. So now they have the notes, and now I can go in and have a conversation with them to say, which was your favorite tip? Is there anything else I can help you with? Or was this helpful? We just simply have a conversation that leads to an opportunity. Maybe I can send them another resource, or maybe they want to buy our Ready, Set, Grow Instagram program. But without conversation, it's really hard to have any kind of conversion. In the reel, I mentioned the audio, and this can be from music or from original audio. And for those of you that don't even know where this is or what this looks like, I will tell you that Instagram is often upgrading the editing options in reels, and whether it's audio or captions, and things get moved around. So I wanted to take a screenshot and show you that there's actually two areas. One is this microphone. When you tap it, it takes you into this interface where if there was noise on this video and I wanted to mute it, you just slide it here, you mute it. And if you wanted to do a voiceover and have a message on the audio, you can do it right within Instagram. It's so easy. There's a countdown button. You start talking over the video, and voice over videos often do extremely well. It's your voice. So if you're that person that says, I don't really want to be front facing video, but I want people to hear me, this is a great way to capture an aspect of your business. Maybe it's the manufacturing process, maybe it's the customer experience, whatever part of your business you can get in video in like 5 to 10 to 15, 20 seconds, you could then do a voiceover and share that as well. So the audio is a really important component, especially if you're someone that's trying to grow your online presence. When you use specifically trending audio, you can get found in that search of trending audio. And there's a little hack where you can choose your trending audio and turn it really down low, and you're talking over the trending music. So you don't hear the music, it doesn't distract from what you're talking about and teaching, but it is an opportunity to get more reach. I'm going back to this example again because I do like the branded aspect of this account. I used it the other day. And I also like that the goal is clearly stated with the hook, and there's a call to action. So a call to action can simply be send this video to someone who needs to hear this. And that helps you get more reach. Again, no one knows what you want them to do. So telling them in a nice professional way helps you get more opportunities. I'm going to go back to the main goal, the hook we talked about, the call to action, the audio. These are the four aspects that you should focus on if you want to get more reach and opportunity and have reels that are scroll stopping. Because people, I mean, you guys, who's on Instagram scrolling and like next, like you're listening to the first few words or thing, and you want to get someone's attention right away. And if you're not getting someone's attention with the audio, you can absolutely get their attention with the text. Okay, so let's talk about that engagement so that you can increase your return of investment. I always like to say, if you're not engaging and you're just posting and ghosting and checking it off your to-do list, that's not what social is. There is a real person behind every avatar. And even if it's a logo, even if it's a business logo, somebody's managing that account. When I stayed at a hotel in the Continental in Washington, D.C., and I was posting because our room was amazing in this hotel, like next level stairs in this suite, and I was posting, giving a shout out to the hotel. The person was noticing and sent me a DM and just got curious with me, and I told her I lived in Boston. She asked me for my address. I have something special to send you. And they sent me this plush bathrobe. Like, I was just like, we have something special that we send our guests. I wasn't there as an influencer or wanting to get anything free. I was simply just doing what I do, which was giving props to this beautiful hotel that noticed because a real person was managing the social and taking the time to acknowledge that I was having an experience in this hotel, and they wanted to just do something nice. So, surprising and delighting people is a wonderful thing. And yes, I would go back and absolutely stay at the Continental in Washington, D.C. But I think now more than ever, authenticity is what's trending. Like, we really want to feel you, the person behind a business and brand. It doesn't matter how large it is. The more we feel connected to the core values of the founder, of the CEO, of the executive team, of the employees, the more we feel connected to the product or to the services. And so when people say, what's the return, what's the ROI of social media? It literally is getting visibility, credibility, opportunity. It doesn't always equate to more dollars immediately, but over time, it absolutely does. And I've had so many of my coaching clients that knew me when I had my store. It was called Subi Doo on Cape Cod, and I was selling preppy clothing, jewelry, and accessories that had like Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket vibe. And when they saw that I was teaching Instagram, like 10 years later, some people said, I remember you when you had the store, and I've seen you evolve and grow and teach and speak, and I'm ready. I'm now ready, but you don't know when someone's ready for your services or products. So always like being nice and kind and thinking about building audience and community can be so helpful. And on Instagram, all the neighborhoods, I talked about Instagram being this village, and all the neighborhoods converge into what I call the Rotary. Does anybody say roundabout, Rotary? I say the Rotary. There's a lot of them on the Cape. And they all converge in this beautiful ecosystem called the Instagram direct message. Now, some of you that I've talked to was like, I don't even know where the direct message is. And so that's why I have the icon of the paper airplane, is what I call it, because this is where, if you're consuming content on a post, or you're consuming content in a story, or on an Instagram live, and you engage, it becomes a private conversation with a person. It's not public in the feed, it's private. And that's where you can send text, you can send links. My favorite thing to do is send videos with captions on them, but you can also send audio messages so people can hear you. And people always say, I cannot believe you took the time to send me a video. It's not this canned auto generated response like you get on LinkedIn whenever you change something. It literally is a real response to something that they're consuming, which I think is important. And so the president of Instagram has said that the place on Instagram where it's growing the most is in these one-to-one conversations, in the Instagram direct message. And I see some heads nodding. I love that. Because this is a beautiful thing. Like, strangers on the internet can connect no matter where you live, and you can send a video and a voice message, and it happens instantly. And it happens instantly because when you get an Instagram direct message, it's like you got mail, but it's like you got a Valentine's Day card and I want to open it. And people literally open their DMs, I bet, faster than their emails, because when you go in your inbox, that's a whole different story of what's happening to your brain versus that you got a one-to-one message with somebody. And if you don't know where to find your DM, I'm going to show you. Stephanie, this slide's for you. So at the top, you'll see the little numbers. So I got 2 DMs that I have not yet read. And this slide shows where those are. You would tap in to that. And I'm just opening up this conversation from Bros by Denise. The other thing I love about the DM is that it's a threaded conversation. It never goes away. You can always scroll back in time and find out, when did I first connect to this person? You can see the year that you connected and the day that you connected. So you have context and information to take the conversation where you want to take it. So all the timestamps are here, and you can send a link. So she commented on something, and we do have software, or we did at the time, called ManyChat, which I'll talk about in a minute, which can auto-generate this, and then we can send our resource, and we have automation that's built out, like funnels in the DM that you can really go deep with if you start getting a lot of opportunity in the Instagram direct message. So that's where you find your Instagram direct message. Now, I am sure many of you did not know that these are all the things that you can do in the Instagram DM. And the reason there's a camera on this slide, and I see some of you getting your cameras up, is to take a picture of this, because I think this is really important. It's not just videos, text, and voice messages, but if you're watching an Instagram live and you want to send it to somebody on your team, like this is an Instagram live broadcast that you should tune into, you can send it. You can send GIFs, you can create save replies, You can send any content from post stories, someone's Instagram account. It ha it's so instant, like, everything on Instagram happens instantly. So there's no delay in any like, if you're thinking, "I need to send this to my friend," instead of taking a screenshot to send it, like, you literally can do it. Like, it happens so easily and instantly. And so there is a lot of spam that happens in the DM as well. I see heads nodding here. And so I always say, if you really truly care about building relationships and opportunity, it's never about what's in it for you. It's never like, hey, here, check out my product I just created. It's leaning into curiosity and finding out who the heck you're talking to first. Like, people often come into my DM and ask me things, and I don't even know who they are. There's no introduction. Hi, my name is Claire. I do this, and I'm curious if you want to be a guest on my podcast, because I know your audience would appreciate my audience would appreciate what you do. Like, context is everything, instead of, just jumping into a DM and having an agenda. Because we all hate those spammy comments and spammy DMs. When you do the Instagram stories, which is behind the scenes, and I showed you those rainbow avatars, you can reply to those stories. And there are engagement stickers that you can use as a strategic tool to see who is engaging. So there's, in this case, I have a slider. And this is all about a mastermind. And I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to take a sip of water. Um, and you want to pay attention to who is actually commenting in your stories, because those people are your warmest leads. If someone is tapping through your story and they're engaging in your story, they're watching what you are sharing in your story, which goes away in 24 hours. It's really the B-roll of your business behind the scenes. Um, those are the people you want to really check out and connect with. There's a reason they're watching your stories. Again, that rainbow ring means that there is an active ring, and it's at the top of your Instagram account, as you can see here. Stories are really popular. Who does Instagram stories in the room? Okay, less than half, maybe a third. So this is a great, if you're not ready to be like full on creating reels, creating Instagram stories can be a beautiful place to start. These engagement stickers, like I said, are really strategically used when you do them well. For example, if you have a poll, you can see who's how they're responding, and you can literally see who is responding. You can and you can connect with the people that are responding, that are voting and connecting to your reel. So whether it's a poll or it's a sticker, like you have a new product that you're launching, and the reason most of these examples are coming from my account, because I really had a hard time finding in this industry people doing this strategically. So that's a good sign for you guys. Like, I hope this wakes you up and makes you realize there is so much opportunity, and it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It just needs to be strategic. And these engagement stickers and stories help you isolate opportunities, especially if you're wondering what your viewers want and need and what they're interested in actually seeing, instead of you sitting with your marketing team and deciding. And it's like, sometimes it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall versus getting feedback from your audience is beautiful. And you can do that on Instagram very, very easily. So on this slide, you can see where those openings are. The responses to the question stickers, to the sliders, and to stories is right here. And you can then share these results in your story too. So what I typically do, anybody that has voted, and depending on how they voted, I will tap in right here. This is how you message them back, each person, and I will get curious. I will get curious and want to know why they tap that and what they need. When you lean into curiosity, it's amazing what happens. Just being curious with what that person wants and needs. And these are the ones that I truly believe you can have those deeper, authentic connections. Because does anyone feel like there's crickets on their social or Instagram efforts? Hands up, honest. sometimes. Yeah. And so y- thinking about what would serve them, what would be interesting to them is really interesting. Kate, who I had up here on the slide, she shared in her stories that there's a rooster on the other side of her fence that wakes her up at like 4 in the morning, and she is talking all about hiring and VAs and training, and she got more views about the rooster that was keeping her and her family up, and people wanted to know, well, what happened to the rooster? Is it still there? Did the and right, Kate, right? Was that accurate? Was that like your best feud stories? Yeah, I mean, so you never know, but when something's happening in your life that's like, this is actually interesting, like this new pan that I got and my egg doesn't stick and it really does work, or what, like something that someone would appreciate seeing that's all about your life, but it's not about you. It's like you want to show something to somebody because it's interesting, it's entertaining, it's a new resource, it's a new book, it's a great podcast. Like I listened to this podcast and you can share that link. It doesn't always have to be so linear to your business. I get more engagement when I'm sharing my cute little dog and when I'm traveling to different cool places. And then people tell me that they've been there or what I should be doing when I go there. And that's a conversation opener, which is what we're all trying to do, is just have more conversations, right? Here's another opportunity for your cameras to go up if you want to see what kind of openers you can use in the DM. Again, I just love this word curious. I'm curious about X. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I value your opinion so much. What do you think about this new product? Can I send you a sample so that you can tell me what you think? How can I answer any additional questions? I'd love to learn a little bit more about your situation, the best way that I can help. Would you like a resource? Not, I'm going to send you a resource. Get permission for the resource, get permission for the link, because no one wants to be bombarded with stuff that they didn't say they wanted in their inbox or on their social. It's just really sitting, again, sitting with that intention of authentically building relationships. When you're doing this, everyone's favorite word is their name. So find out what their name is. And you might say, well, Sue, their name is not on their Instagram bio. Well, they're missing their SEO, right? How do you find their name? You go to their website and you go to their About Me page and you find their name. You go 2 steps deeper, because I can tell you, if you address in the DM their name, they're going to be like, how they know my name? Like that, like it, and it doesn't feel like it's a canned result, like it's automated, because you've literally taken the time to find the name. I find a name every time. So there's no excuse without being able to find a name. Um, like I said earlier, using videos and voice messages is great. And my hack with the videos is just put captions on videos always. 79% of people do not have the volume on. They're in a public place. So if captions are not on your videos, you are missing out in so much. So if that's one tweak you need to make, that's a good tweak. And if you're going to be sending videos in the DM, captions are a must because they can read it if they can't turn the volume up. Um, when you are responding to anybody commenting on your post, get curious and ask an additional question. Acknowledge that they've engaged and then ask another question, because every comment on a post is engagement. It's saying, yes, people are interested in this content, and you get rewarded by getting more reach when there's more engagement. Engagement are views, likes, saves, and shares actually have more of an impact than likes and comments, because there's so many pieces of software out there that can auto like things, or the viewing and the likes don't pay the bills, in my opinion. The truth is in the comment thread. Are there conversations on this post? And I'm really curious. I often read what other people are saying on a post to see like the conversation that happened from the content that I'm interested in. And sometimes I find additional information in a comment thread or an additional person or account or business to follow because of the way that they commented on a post. So when you do spend strategic time commenting and you look at the comment thread, you can have other great opportunities, because the same types of people that are interested in what you're interested in are commenting. And often those are people to go check out, to follow, and to see who they're following. So there's a lot of opportunity in the comments as well. Reels do not have a direct message on them. So you have to get a little creative if you want to get into the DM, if you want to build the relationships authentically and have more conversations. So you want to make sure that there's a call to action on everything that you're doing, like I said earlier, and you want one the easiest call to action on a reel is if they're interested in wanting to know more, that they can DM you. Like give them permission to get into your DM to ask you a question. And you can tell, then you can on the post you can say, I sent it to you in the DM. So if someone's interested in more information, instead of putting it publicly on the content, you privately get curious about what exactly they want and need for information, and you deliver that to them. So here's an example of leading someone to the Instagram direct message. This comment start and I'll send you a DM so you can click and save your seat. This was for a webinar that we did, and we did have ads behind it, and we did use ManyChat, which is software. But just to show you, anyone that types start, we sent it to them. I had a team member that would send it to them, and this is what it looks like start, and then this is what they would get. And so if you're using this kind of software, you want to make this feel really crystal clear. This was one of my hacks that I gave them, how to make reel covers in photo stories. And if anyone wants this, I'm happy to give it to you. You can just ask me in the DM. This is really easy, like how to make reel covers, like I talked about with hooks, using Instagram stories. I have a whole video on it. So if you're feeling like you need that, just ask. Here are some good examples. DM me the word tooth and I'll send you a tailored solution for your practice. Comment below this post or reel with a tooth emoji, and I'll DM you with a link for our free webinar. I know that there's a lot of learning going on in this industry, so that webinar example I think is a good one for you guys. If you are ready to automate the DM, I had someone on my team do this. I will tell you, ManyChat. I met them when I spoke at Social Media Marketing World and Traffic and Conversion. They are a leader in this industry of automating opportunity in the DM, and it's manychat.com. Just wanted to give you all that resource to have. But I really do want to make sure that you all have this shift in focus from, what can I get to what can I give? It's always what can I give? Um, I really, this is how I built my business from day one. It's just leaning into giving more than asking to get. So this is all that we went over today. I want to make sure I had time for questions. The bio, bossing up your bio, those key areas that you need to focus on, creating reels, which will really help propel your Instagram game to get more views, to get more opportunity, making sure that you are paying attention to creating reels consistently. You're so much better off. I didn't say this earlier. If you're going to say yes to Instagram, say yes to a consistent posting schedule. And there's no right or wrong here. It's consistent posting schedule. If twice a week is what you can do, that's perfect. 3 times a week, once a day, depending on your marketing team or your company. It's when you go dormant after posting and no one knows that you're around, and then you post again and you get crickets. You're not, it really, the algorithm, the more you post in all the neighborhoods and areas of Instagram, the more opportunity you absolutely have. So before I take questions, I do invite you to follow my account, Subi Zimmerman. This is where I'm active on Instagram now. And the other little call to action I'd love to give you all is to send me a message, and if you could share what your biggest takeaway was from this keynote presentation, that helps and informs me of doing more presentations with the information specifically for niche markets like this. Because when I spoke at the Mayo Clinic as a keynote, it was very similar when I was talking to doctors. I love the feedback. It's how I can make change happen in the world for those that are looking to really market their business. So I hope that you're all walking away with a lot of nuggets. And what's the timing? Do we have time for questions? Okay. Oh, I love that you guys have hands up. Yay. Is there a mic or should we just, oh, okay.
Is there like a benefit or tips and tricks that you have for engaging in other people's content that benefits your social media?
Yes. Great question. So the question is there a benefit to engaging in other people's content? Yes, and. Yes, and the and is that person, is that account, is that business in alignment with your company's goals, your personal goals? And if so, there's this law of reciprocity. The more you give, whether you tap through their stories if they're active, or you go to their last 3 posts and leave a real authentic comment, when you do that, it's saying to Instagram, this account enjoys that content from that account. So I'm going to show that account more. They'll prioritize it. You'll see it more in your stories, and it will show up more in your news feed. So engaging in the accounts that you want to see more of, and doing less engaging on accounts with memes and cats and, food, if that's not your thing, is important if you're building audience. So being really hyper focused and specific about the engagement is absolutely a great strategy.
There was another.
Do you see any value in holiday posts, even though they traditionally get lower engagement, or do you think it's phasing out?
Yeah, I like that you asked that. In the beginning, when I was first teaching Instagram, yes, it was great. We did a lot of Memorial Day, Veterans Day, not like Halloween and all these other ones, but it was a thing. And back in the day, Canva was such a thing. And by the way, you guys, I met the founder of Canva when I went to Sydney, Melanie, when she was super young, who is like multi-billionaire because she sold her company. And I saw her at the beginning of this, her birthing this company, and we were an OG and using Canva. And that used to be a thing with the holidays. Like you could easily get your graphics done and get your post up with your holiday, but no one wants to see a card anymore on Instagram. And if you're going to share the holiday in some way that's authentic, I encourage you to get in your Instagram stories and like share it in a way that is interesting or different and not what everyone else is saying about holidays. So I think it's like focus on the content more than the holidays is my answer to that. Yes. Okay, so I'll leave you with this. Like, please, if there's anything that I taught that you watch that you're like, I don't even know what this is, I have so many free resources on my YouTube channel, Subi Zimmerman. I also have free guides. I have a program called Ready, Set, Grow, beginning to end of everything you need to know for Instagram marketing that I've been selling for 10 years. But I have so many things that could support each one of you and meet you where you are if you really want to understand the value of social media is visibility and opportunity. Like without it, you get nothing. You get nothing unless your business has such great word of marketing energy behind it and you have more business that you can handle, then that's okay. But if you are looking for new market segment opportunities, new partnerships, new collaborations, like social is not hard. It's a story in your head if you think it is. It is not a waste of time. Is it time consuming? Absolutely. It is free and it is so worth it. I am here telling you, I would not have been teaching this for 12 years if I didn't reap the benefits of what I've been teaching and see other people do the same. So I hope that this was enlightening first thing in the morning. I appreciate you guys coming out here. Thank you so much.